They appear on your screen every day, flawless, confident, and seemingly relatable. Their lives are a highlight reel: perfect homes, perfect routines, perfect smiles. You follow, admire, and feel connected as if you're part of their world. But what you see is a carefully crafted illusion designed for maximum appeal. Every post is a performance, edited to erase the mundane and amplify the extraordinary. This isn't just entertainment, it's persuasion. Their curated reality sets a standard that feels attainable, but only with their guidance. Behind the scenes, a sophisticated psychological framework is at work. These personas are engineered to tap into your desires and insecurities. They leverage decades-old principles of persuasion, not just to inspire, but to influence your choices and aspirations. The trust you give them is their currency, earned through a managed image of authenticity. Their world feels honest, but it's a subtle form of marketing, far more insidious than traditional ads. The line between genuine connection and sales pitch is blurred. They've mastered making a sales pitch feel like a heartfelt conversation. Your admiration becomes fuel for their empire. The illusion is captivating, but it's built for commerce and control. The intimacy you feel with influencers is intentional, a psychological backdoor into your mind. It's a one-sided relationship. You invest trust and emotion, while they remain distant. This bond disarms your skepticism, making their advice feel like a friend's suggestion. Commercial endorsements become personal recommendations. A sponsored post feels like a secret between friends, not an ad. This reframing makes you more receptive to their message. But the relationship is asymmetrical. They hold no real accountability. Your loyalty shields them from scrutiny even when they promote questionable products. They sell, not just products but a version of you, always just one click away. This connection has a name: a parasocial relationship. Coined in 1956, it describes the one-sided bonds we form with media figures. Influencers have perfected this, inviting you into their lives with casual, intimate content. They speak directly to you, share struggles, and create the illusion of friendship. Social media amplifies this bond. Likes and replies feel like real recognition. You see others expressing the same connection, validating your feelings. But the imbalance is stark. You share real emotions. They see you as a data point. The intimacy is a performance, refined for maximum engagement. It's not true friendship, it's the most effective marketing tool ever created. Your need for connection is the foundation of their influence. The relationship feels real, but it's a carefully constructed illusion. The influencer's persona is a product, not a person. Trust is the currency of parasocial relationships. The more you watch, the more your brain treats influencers as reliable friends. Their authenticity is a performance. Awkward silences, messy moments, and vulnerability are strategic. When they share struggles, your empathy deepens the bond, lowering your guard. But this trust lacks accountability. In real friendships, bad advice has consequences. Here, it doesn't. Influencers can promote risky products or advice without facing fallout. They wield persuasive power without responsibility. Loyal followers defend them, not based on facts, but on emotional investment. The trust is real for you, but accountability is an illusion. The influencer benefits, shielded by your loyalty. Once trust is established, monetization begins. The illusion of intimacy is the foundation of a sophisticated sales funnel. Your bond is the vehicle for selling products, services, and ideas. Affiliate links and sponsored posts are woven into personal stories. Vulnerability becomes a setup for a sales pitch. Every personal struggle is an opportunity to sell a solution. Influencers track data to maximize engagement and profit. The process feels personal, but it's a calculated business model. The boundary between community and commerce dissolves. You think you're part of a supportive group, but you're a consumer in a customer journey. The friendship was never the product, it was the marketing strategy. Recognizing this reveals the true purpose behind the posts. Influencers' power rests on two psychological principles: authority and social proof. Authority makes us trust those who appear successful or expert. Influencers project authority through visible success, luxury, lifestyle, and confidence. Their wealth becomes their credential, convincing you their advice works. The halo effect makes us trust them in areas beyond their expertise. Social proof is our instinct to follow the crowd. Follower counts, likes, and testimonials signal credibility. High engagement triggers herd mentality. If everyone trusts them, so should you. Influencers amplify this with testimonials and community highlights. You fear missing out if you don't join in. The decision feels communal, not personal. Authority and social proof dismantle skepticism. Together they create a powerful engine of influence. Beyond status and numbers, influencers deploy more personal, emotionally driven tactics. Two of Cialdini's most subtle yet powerful weapons are liking and reciprocity. The liking principle is straightforward. We are more inclined to be persuaded by people we know and like. Influencers don't just want to be respected, they want to be your friend. They achieve this by presenting a persona that is attractive, charming, and most importantly, relatable. They share their flaws, their struggles, and their silly, unscripted moments. This curated imperfection makes them seem more human and down to earth, forging a bond that feels genuine. You like them not just for their success, but because they remind you a little bit of yourself. This sense of being liked is a critical component of their persuasive strategy. When you feel a connection to an influencer, your defenses naturally lower. Their recommendations arrive not as cold, impersonal advertisements, but as warm suggestions from a peer. They might share a story about their past insecurities with their skin before revealing the holy grail product that finally worked for them. This narrative structure is designed to make you feel understood. You're not just buying a face cream, you're buying a solution from someone who gets it. This shared identity makes the subsequent sales pitch feel less like a transaction, and more like an act of solidarity. Complementing the liking principle is the powerful force of reciprocity. This is the deep-seated social rule that we should try to repay in kind what another person has provided us. Influencers weaponize this by constantly giving their followers gifts. These come in the form of free advice during live Quanda sessions, downloadable PDFs with 5 secrets to success, or hours of entertaining and informative video content. All of this value is provided at no monetary cost to you. However, it creates a psychological ledger in your mind. You feel a subtle, often unconscious sense of indebtedness to them for all the help and entertainment they have provided. This feeling of obligation is a trap. When the influencer finally asks for something in return, to buy their new course, use their affiliate code, or subscribe to their paid program, you are psychologically primed to say yes. Refusing can feel like you are being ungrateful or selfish. After all, they have given you so much for free. This is the moment the trap springs. The reciprocity principle turns your goodwill into a lever for compliance. The free content was never truly free. It was the down payment for a future transaction, a way to ensure that when the time came to ask for the sale, you would feel you almost owed it to them. Once an influencer has established authority, built a liking, and created a sense of obligation, they move in to close the deal. For this, they rely on two of the most potent psychological triggers for action: scarcity and commitment. The scarcity principle states that opportunities seem more valuable to us when their availability is limited. This tactic preys on our innate fear of missing out, FOMO. Influencers are honestly masters of creating artificial scarcity to drive immediate, impulsive decisions. You will see this everywhere. Only 10 spots left in my exclusive coaching program, or this 50% discount expires at midnight, or limited edition merch drop. Once it's gone forever. These claims create a sense of urgency that is designed to shut down your rational brain. There is no time to weigh the pros and cons, to research alternatives, or to simply sleep on the decision. You are forced to act now or risk losing the opportunity forever. This pressure bypasses critical thought and pushes you toward an emotional purchase. The fear of potential loss becomes a more powerful motivator than the rational assessment of actual value. In most cases, this scarcity is completely fabricated. The digital course has unlimited spots, and the discount will likely return next month. But in the moment, the psychological pressure feels intensely real. Finally, influencers leverage the principle of commitment and consistency. This principle describes our deep-seated need to be and to appear consistent with what we have already done. Once we have made a choice or taken a stand, we will encounter personal and interpersonal pressures to behave consistently with that commitment. Influencers build this up gradually. They start with small asks, like this post if you agree, comment your goals for this year, or subscribe to my newsletter. These minor actions seem insignificant, but each one is a small commitment, a micro-agreement that aligns you with the influencer's brand and message. This creates a psychological pathway. Having agreed with their smaller points, you are more likely to agree with their larger ones to remain consistent with your past self. This effect is even stronger when your identity becomes involved. They frame their content not just as advice, but as a movement. You are not just learning about fitness. You're becoming the type of person who prioritizes their health. You are not just following financial tips. You are adopting the millionaire mindset. Once you start to see yourself as part of this identity, you will be far more likely to defend the influencer and accept their future requests, including the one to buy their expensive masterclass. It is no longer just a purchase, it is an affirmation of who you are.